Hi, my name is Lucy Milligan-Wall, and I'm a professional organizer who lives and works in San Francisco, California. Now, you may have some assumptions about San Francisco and about the people who live there, and some of them might be true and some of them might not. But the fact is that when you are a professional organizer here in the city of SF, there are some unique aspects of life here that you come across. And so I thought it would be fun to share with you 3 things that are really special about organizing homes here in San Francisco. They may surprise you, they may not. Let me know. So thing number 1, 4-season wardrobes. Everyone in San Francisco has a 4-season wardrobe. Why? It's basically the same here all year round. Low of 60, high of 65, sometimes foggy, sometimes sunny. Basically, we live in jeans and a sweater, and we never leave the house without a light jacket. So you're basically wearing the same clothes all year. The organizing struggle here is that if you travel at all, you need to keep some summer clothes on hand and some winter clothes on hand. And then the question becomes where to store those when you're really not using them except for when you leave home. So I end up doing like a bin on a high shelf that maybe has the bathing suits and the shorts in it. We might do the winter coats either in a bin in the garage, or if they have a garage, or we might take over part of a coat closet for the winter coats. So these are some kind of things where you have to come up with a creative solution to make sure that it works for the client and the space that they have. So thing number 1 that's different about San Francisco is the 4-season wardrobe and the challenges that that presents when you are organizing people's closets. So something you may not know about San Francisco is that our social scene is unique in one particular way. We go hard on costumes. So thing number 2 that you run into in San Francisco is a larger than you might expect stash of costumes for adults. Now, I don't know why this is. I don't know why. But especially when you're in your 20s and 30s, a lot of parties and social events will involve costumes. People are really big on Halloween. People go to Burning Man. People do SantaCon. And so having costumes on hand is sort of a part of life here. And that's for like kind of everybody, including people with kids. And so there needs to be a way to store costumes so that people can enjoy this particularly vibrant and strange social life that we have here in San Francisco. So that's definitely part of the challenge as well. And with a side note for Burning Man, a lot of people in San Francisco have at least been to Burning Man once, if not are regular attendees. And the challenge with Burning Man is it's very, very dusty. And you can tell when costumes have come back from Burning Man, you can tell by looking at them. So then the question becomes, is this costume piece important enough, useful enough, fun enough that you want to bother to have it clean and store it? And then if you don't, maybe we should just sort of toss it. So helping people truly curate their costume collections is part of being an organizer in San Francisco. So that's something you may not have known about our fair city. And the third thing that I always run into when I'm organizing homes in San Francisco is cannabis. So weed is legal here in California, hooray. And because of that, most of my clients have at least a little bit of it somewhere. I mean, it's all the way from, this is a medication somebody uses daily, to people are heavy recreational users, to it became legal and they thought it would be fun to go to the dispensary and get some edibles and then promptly forgot that they had them. That happens a lot. You see the whole spectrum. And so for me, when I'm approaching cannabis in my organizing life, it's really about how do you use this? How does this cannabis fit into your life, and where should we store it so that it can continue to fit into your life and you don't let it expire, lose it, have your kids or pets find it, which we don't want to have happen. And there are different answers to that, right? So for some of my clients, it's a recreational thing. And so then I might suggest if they have a bar area that we store the weed with the bar. For some of my clients, it's more of a sleep aid or maybe a medicine. And so in that case, I would say, well, let's store this with your medicines. Or maybe even in your nightstand, if that makes sense, if you don't have children, so that it's accessible and easy for the purpose for which you intend it. So again, it's back to just thinking about the item, how it fits into the client's life, and how we can store it so that it's really easy for them to use when they want to use it. And weed is legal here in California. I'm not shocked by it. It's totally fine. People are a little embarrassed, which I totally get. It being legal is still relatively new for some people, and some people are not as experienced with it. I'm not a heavy user myself, I understand. But it's just something you come across. It's perfectly normal. I'm not embarrassed to find it. It's just part of life here in San Francisco. So that's the third thing. So yeah, those are three things that I find in common with a lot of my clients here in San Francisco. We have our 4-season wardrobe, we have our costumes, and we have our marijuana. So that might tell you a little bit more about life here in San Francisco. If you have any questions about organizing, whether here in San Francisco or anywhere really, I would love to hear them, and I'd love to answer them for you. So please drop them in the comments. You can also find links here to my social media channels. Give me a follow, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I look forward to continuing the conversation.